Hey everybody, I couldn't wait any longer. It's all gone a bit crazy here. So before we jump into this little topic tonight, we want to first find out if you can see and hear everything that is coming out live. Once we got that established, we're going to give it just a few minutes, no more, to allow people to jump into the chat. It was earmarked to be another 12 minutes away, but we really felt we needed to get this out there. So someone's put 111. I don't know what that means. My partner's here with me. So we're going to be, hopefully, if we get chance, we can go through some of your questions. So yeah, can I have a 5x5, please, while we get people in the house? John's in here. Safe to know, man.
Hello.
Hey, dude. How's it going? I don't know. Oh, yes. The first person to say the southeast off-grid shed. I don't know what uist means. No, but yeah, thanks for that. You guys. Ash, don't tread on me. Good to see you, sir. Brilliant. So we're okay. Excellent. We've got 124 people in here. So yes, as I said, we are going to wait for just a minute, no more, for a few people to come in because, yeah, we did start this early. So what are we going to talk about on tonight's show? This is off of the back of something which I stumbled across myself today, only about an hour ago. And this happened to my partner, what, a few weeks ago now?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was.
A couple of weeks ago, my partner commented on one of my YouTube videos, and then someone was about to reply to her comment and was told that they have been asked to rate for comment. Have you come across this before? Rating a comment on YouTube? It's very, very strange because I've been making YouTube videos since 2012. And the first I've heard about this was 2 weeks ago. So you can say all that you like about me, about, oh, this has been going on for ages. But let me tell you this. I'm just going to reiterate what I just said. I've been making YouTube videos since 2012. I've been on YouTube a hell of a lot. And the first I've ever known about this was 2 weeks ago. Now, I've done a bit of digging and research, and it looks like this has been going on for at least a year now. So I find it really boggling that I've only found out about it a few weeks ago, and others have found out about this a year or plus ago now. So here you go. Pamela Swan says it's happened to me a week ago. Aha. Oh. So this is really good because, oh, thank you. Look at this. Someone called Nick has just donated. Thank you for that, sir. Love your video. Stay funky. Absolutely, we'll always stay funky. So this really is strange because it ties into something. I call it a conundrum because I don't know what it is, but I have been shared lots of news stories, and it's very, very strange. I've talked about this before, but not everyone has watched all of my videos. So if you've heard me say this before, don't worry, it's not going to be for long. So all of this stuff is very, very weird. I have been sent videos from friends all around the world saying, oh my God, did you hear about this? Watch this. And I've watched it and I'm like, wow, never heard of this. And then once I start looking into it to see if it's genuine or if it's fake, or I want to learn more about this story, whatever it is, only to find that this story, which I've been sent, it could be a year old, it could be 2 months old or 2 weeks old. Yeah, they feel that they have been presented with this information very recently and it's new to them. So they wanted to share it with me. And I'll be honest, sometimes, a lot of the time, I find that I've only found out about this as well, because we are all on the internet now. This is the first time in maybe human history that we've all been connected to everything, where we can find out anything in a split second. So based on that alone, to my knowledge, no human brain is clever enough to know everything that's going on around the world every second. I don't think anyone can put their hands up and say, yep, I know that. No one. So we are going to get into a few things which really tie into this. So we got 276 people. Yes, I know it's a little bit early. So thank you for everyone who's coming on board. Pilgrim, good to see you. Jay, that's awesome. Like, share, and subscribe. That's really cool. So, yes. Where is this all going? Think about it. Where is all this going? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a screenshot. Hold on, what am I doing? We're going to go over to here. I'm going to show you, this is what I found myself only a short time ago. Okay, this is what I'm talking about right now. So if you've not come up against this, I was looking into this Reform Party, which is trending right now. So anywhere, I think mainly in the UK, the most important big thing where everyone wants answers and looking into is what's going on with Reform UK. And I come across this video where this guy was saying, is the Reform Party controlled opposition? So I saw this video, and when I was looking through the comments, I found this. Look at this comment here, if you can see it on the screen. Richard Tice has the right to sack whoever he wants, and I have the right to vote for him. Look at what YouTube has put underneath. How would you rate the above comment? Terrible or excellent? And 3 myriads in between. So, have you come across this sort of message on YouTube? Let me just quickly pop into the comment section. It looks like other guys and girls have had this before. So what happened to you? Because you had this recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I was just commenting on one of your videos and wrote the comment out, and then somebody was replying to it, and they just said, "Oh, I don't know whether you realise, but I'm being asked to rate your comment." And I thought, gosh, that's weird. That's never happened to me where I've put a comment on a video before and I've been asked to rate it. And then it just got me thinking, why are they asking people to do that? What is going on? And the only thing I could think of is like some kind of psychological profiling. So each one of us has our opinions and how we rate things. And basically, if it's AI now, it's not going to be a human being doing this. It will be AI that's tracking our thoughts and feelings and emotions and comments and what we feel people are saying and how we react to them. So that AI is just getting more in-depth information and data on us, basically. And that's not very good, is it, really? Because we don't all want to be psychologically profiled by AI. So
pretty much, and yeah, and the weird thing is, because like Rachel just said that, can you guys let me know if you can hear Rachel as well? Because if you can't, we might have to do something with the microphone. So can you let me know if you heard my partner just saying? Can you let me know if she was too quiet or just right? It'd be really important for us to sort of figure that out, because yeah, getting microphones and linking them all up and getting interference with Wi-Fi is a nightmare. So we're starting on this thing. I can hear her. Cool. Okay, that's about the truth. Yep. So cool, everyone can hear us. That's good. Brilliant. But the weird thing, the thing that struck me when I said to Rachel that someone was thoughtful enough to send Rachel a reply to her comment to say, oh, by the way, did you know this? When Rachel left that comment and she went to look at it again, she couldn't see the thing on the screen like we're seeing now. Rachel couldn't see the YouTube interference or interaction. How would you rate the above comment? So if you leave any comment on a video, there is a chance that that banner that YouTube are putting on comments asking people to rate that comment, but the person who leaves the comment cannot see it. So straight away, I smell a rat. I don't see any fairness or any transparency whatsoever. Now, who remembers back in the day when YouTube used to be pretty cool until Google bought YouTube? Then it started going tits up, in my opinion. Okay, so where is this all going with that in mind? So we're going to really quickly gloss over, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because I do believe that this affects all of us. So we're looking at fake news, opinions, fact checkers, shadow banned, cancelled, terms and conditions, policy, guidance, inclusive, or offensive. All of those words and terms are being bandied around quite flippantly now, because this, not just YouTube, but it's all social media platforms now, isn't it? It's
Yeah, all of them.
Facebook and WhatsApp, all of these things. And it does seem that what we are looking at, and I've said this before, is AI, machine learning, deep learning, and quantum computers. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is quite crazy. If you look at the screen now, and you can see what I'm talking about. Now, look at this. Stage 1, artificial narrow intelligence, ANI. Okay, so we're looking at basic machine learning, specializes in one area and solves one problem. Okay, so the tools that they've used for this is Siri, Alexa, or Cortana. So if any of you are crazy enough to have one of these spying machine learning devices in your property, my advice to you is to get rid of them as soon as possible, unless you want your whole everyday life to be learned by some crazy computer system. It's pretty nuts, isn't it?
It is nuts. I don't ever remember giving permission for people who are tapped into your phone to listen to all your conversations.
It's nuts. And to be fair, when you look at the terms and conditions when you sign up to any app on your phone, social media or whatever, you'd have to read through 4.6 gazillion words in legalese. And once you've done that, you'll find out that, oh yeah, by the way, you'll, by clicking OK, you're going to give us full access to blah, blah, blah. But to be fair, and no one's going to really do that. I would say probably 0.00001% of the global population might consider looking at all of it, but most of us won't. So then you go on to stage 2, artificial general intelligence, and they're branding it AGI. Okay, this is stage 2. This is called machine intelligence. Refers to a computer that is as smart as a human across the board. Now, I believe we are at stage 2 now. Okay, stage 3 is absolutely frightening, in my opinion. Okay, artificial super intelligence, ASI, stage 3, machine consciousness. Look at them goosebumps on my arm. Absolutely covered in goosebumps. An intellect that is much smarter than the best human brains in practically every field. So that is very, very basic descriptive term of what AI actually is. Okay, and all of these stages are literally going from one to the other, getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Now, when we talked about those terms that we said earlier, I forgot to put my banner across there for you new guys. When you look at the things like fake news and all of this sort of stuff. Now, who has seen a film 1984? Some of us have probably read the book. Maybe some of us have seen the film. Not everyone's seen the film. But if you haven't seen the film 1984, I suggest you do so. But be advised, it is a pretty dark, depressing film. Because let's face it, the stuff that they are talking about, showing and exposing and trying to purvey is a very serious matter. Now, George Orwell, obviously, if you didn't know, was a Fabian in the Fabian Society, exactly the same as Aldous Huxley, who wrote Brave New World. That's a whole new video on them two guys. But fundamentally, where this is all going is about control. Lots of it seems to be control now, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's quite terrifying, really, because they just want to completely control us, don't they? They want to know what our thoughts and feelings are about everything, and just put us in a little box and keep us there.
Put us in a little box. Do you know what? That's exactly it. Because we're thinking of doing some podcasts soon. Now, I want you guys to let us both know in the live chat, and if you're watching this on a replay, can you put it in the comment section? Would you guys be interested on listening to Rachel and I do podcasts? Because I've already got it set up on Spotify and everything else. We just need to do a few dry runs and see how it goes. And if it's something that you guys might be interested in, now what I'm basically thinking of a podcast is just a black screen, so you can have it on your phone at night time. You're laying down in a dark room. You don't want all of your room lit up, because if it's on YouTube as well, they call it like black screen. So the room's still going to be dark, and you just listen. Because one of the cool things about podcasts, you can have them driving on the way to work, on the way home from work. You can have it on your lunch break, on your headphones if you're doing some gardening or whatever it is, because you can listen as you are working. Some places, I was fortunate enough years ago, I could have done that. I could have just put my headphones on, usually one headphone in and the other ear open so I can hear around me. And yeah, why not? Some people want to listen to the BS on the radio. Some people want to listen to cool podcasts. So if that's something that you guys might be interested in, let us know. And if it's got enough traction, then maybe we'll actually get this done. And because, this subject that we're talking about tonight, we're thinking we could easily do this for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, a really good
deep dive.
A deep dive between two aware people with experience like over 100 years between us, and the stuff that we've learned, the things that we've witnessed, the people that I've met, the following that I've got, the following Rachel's got. There's a lot of really good base knowledge there, absolutely worthy of podcast. But like I say, this is just a glossary. The deep dive would literally be a 2-hour conversation with nothing to look at, so your mind can focus on what you're hearing. It's really, really crazy. Well, we got a yes to podcast. Awesome. So that's good. And also, if it is like an audio file, to download it, it takes up a very short amount of space to whack on your phone or whatever it is. Podcasts are great. So it looks like
cool.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
So we've got the microphones here. Now these cost an absolute fortune. I don't know if you guys have come across these before. They're the Rode wireless Go 2, I think they are. So there are the really expensive microphones. These three, they're not far from £300. They're very expensive, and they offer like BBC broadcasting quality. They're really good. So I think that's something we can do. And like podcast, great, because like I say, you can listen to them anywhere. You don't have to worry about watching a video. If you're driving, who wants to watch a video when you're driving a car? It's bonkers, right? So you can absolutely have it on in the car. It's fine. But the stuff that you can say. So what is okay to talk about online and what isn't? Now, I do know that we are talking generational differences here. So Rachel and myself were born in the early 70s. Someone born after the year 2000 or so. Two very different generations of upbringing, really. The sign of the times, as it were. So we could easily say the stuff that we was talking about back in the 70s, but stuff like that heard by someone who was born from year 2000 onwards might get really offended and upset by that. But to us, it's like, what? And it's very, very strange, because when you really look into this, when you get offended, nothing actually happens. Now, from what I am trying to understand about when we saw this, how would you rate the above comment? Now, what I take from that is the AI, the algorithm, the machine learning, and the deep learning wants to know how human beings interact and how they behave. It's absolutely about human behavior learning on a huge, massive global scale. And one of the things which we can probably all agree on right now is being triggered. Right, honey?
Absolutely. I think if AI is learning your behavior and what triggers you, then they can put stuff in your feed on Instagram. They can show you things that might press your buttons. And if we're all triggered, then we're not focused, we're not paying attention, we're not calm. And then that's good for them, isn't it? Because we're all just not in our core. We're not solid and stable and in a good, calm place. You're in a tricky place if you're triggered. So that's where they want us. I believe.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's a really good point. Really good point. Because, like I say, I mean, the AI algorithm in YouTube is seemingly going through comments and learning and understanding what sort of comments would get a big reaction. So you can go into a YouTube video of someone playing with a kitten or something, and it's quite funny, and little kids like that stuff. And you can go on there and you can leave a really nasty, vile comment, knowing full well that lots of people are going to get triggered. They won't be able to help themselves but to reply to that really bad comment and let them know how they feel. Now, this does appear to be a serious thing with this AI and machine learning, because it seems to me that the AI algorithm, etc., really wants to know basically what pisses us off and how we react, the response time. You know, you put a bad comment, how long is it going to be before someone starts replying to it? And how long before that comment just grows into a riot of abuse, bad negative energy, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally not good for any of us. One of the things personally that I've been learning over the last 2-3 years now is trying to learn not to get riled, not to get triggered. Now, some of the things which would have triggered me, and I just leave them alone. Okay, it's about the migrant Muslim situation over here, and hurting white British nationals and things like that, and trying to destroy or disrupt our heritage, our history. That really gets to me. But learning how to not get bitter, where you absolutely launch a tirade of abuse in the comment section, is a very, very hard lesson to learn. And most of it, when you boil away the piss, it's all about ego, isn't it?
It is. I think it's really hard not to react to things that you found difficult to witness.
Yeah.
But just to notice it, observe that you're getting triggered, but you don't have to react to things. You can just notice that it's happening and not do anything about it. That's really hard for a lot of us to learn.
It is, and it always comes off the back of a bad day when you're tired, you're
does.
stressed, and everything's been going wrong. It's been one of those days, and then you go online to check Instagram, and then the stuff that you get recommended on Instagram's bloody vile, isn't it? Sometimes.
Horrible.
Do you guys get the same? Let me know in the live chat. Podcast. Oh yes. Roland says cool. Enoch Powell. Oh my god, it is. Yeah, lots of people. Chili con Karma. I love that name. Look at this. I'm going to put on a strange Chili con. Honestly, you guys, I might have to do some sort of giveaway ceremony where good people with cool names get prizes. That's mad. I'm not sure about the picture though. That's a bit naughty. But the name's awesome. But yes, it really does affect us. And like I'm saying, it's really hard to not let the ego take over, where you're going to be, oh, I'm not having that, and you just reply to this. And when we start seeing these banners underneath certain comments, which the AI is picking out and wanting people to rate them. So let me just show this again. I'm glad I screenshotted this from my phone early today. Okay, it was at 6:45 tonight actually on my phone. You can tell by the time there. It's crazy. Can you imagine if you left a comment, which is probably going to be insightful or whatever it is? Not insightful. What am I talking about? It's going to be inciting some trouble. Okay. And if loads of people put terrible on there, then basically what you are doing is you are aiding this algorithm, this machine learning. You are helping it come into fruition, and therefore teaching this system how we all think. So what would be really good for an experiment, right? Now, I want you guys to ponder this. This is a serious question. I got this idea from a really good friend of mine who moved from the Philippines. He now lives in LA. Some of you might know him as the internet privacy guy. His name's Rob Braxman. Okay. Now, Rob basically said a long time ago when I was watching one of his algorithm architect software programs that he'd done on YouTube, really, really interesting stuff. Now, he said, whatever the program, i.e. Google, is trying to get people to take part in, do the opposite. So let that sink in. So look on the screen again on this, and if the comment that someone left was really, really bad and it's seriously going to wind people up, right? You would expect to rate that comment as terrible. Oh, it's a terrible comment. What if you put excellent? How would that feed in to the AI algorithm? It would be literally flipping the whole thing on its head. And it's not going to be running concurrently with what the data analysts are predicting and expecting. So it's literally like a weird game we're playing. If you've noticed, and I've been saying this for years now, and who knows David Icke? Most of us has heard of David Icke now. And basically, David said this years ago, back in about 1992, a long time ago. He said, whatever we are all being told in the mainstream, it's usually the opposite of what's really happening. Agreed? Most of us can concur that that is pretty much a real basic way to describe what's going on. Whatever they're telling us, it's the opposite. Who remembers in 2020 when that big illness happened and everyone was like getting really, really ill? And he said, if you was to get one of those, it would help you. Okay. But what we are learning is it done far from helping people. It made people a hell of a lot worse. So based on that very simple analogy alone, we can sort of assume that most things we are being told is the opposite. So why not play them at their own game? So when you start to see things like this pop up in the comment section on YouTube, and I would imagine maybe Instagram could be doing this as well.
Yeah, probably.
I won't put it past them gits, would you?
No.
So yeah. So if you see a comment that really, really pisses you off, it really gets to you, just say it's excellent. Okay. And what's going to happen over time is we are going to be seeing all sorts of things change. Okay. Because let's face it, the way things are going, it's not for our benefit, obviously. Most of us aren't, we're clever enough to understand now that all of this system, which is being created before our eyes, mostly online, is only there to help the 1% wealthy people of the global population. Everyone else is playing along. Do a survey. What do you think about this comment? How about flip it? Because they flip things of us. Why can't we flip things for them and see what happens and observe? And we can watch the patterns of change. It's just an idea. Will it work? Do we really need to deep dive and talk about this? Maybe we could, couldn't we, one day?
We could definitely.
Yeah. So based on what you guys are saying about podcasts and stuff, speaking of fantastic, look at this.
Oh.
Thank you so much for that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't expect that. You guys are amazing. Oh my goodness. That's seriously bloody Carl as well.
Oh, thank you. My goodness.
Carl, you are a
That's
legend.
kind.
And I don't know if I can find it, but let me see if I can find it. Bear with me, guys. Right. We're going to go to this one. It's easy for me to copy the link right there. We're going to be getting through to some Q&A in a bit, guys. So have your questions ready. Cool. So yes, off the back of that awesome donation by Carl, who's a regular supporter of the channel over on PayPal just now. Thank you for that, Carl. I feel I need to show you what's just happened with my sponsored walk. It's not far away now. This is going to be done within the next 10 days. Okay. So I just want to show you what happened. It's crazy. You won't believe this. Look, we have already raised over the £1,000 goal. We smashed it. We've done it already.
Yay.
Oh, yay. You guys honestly are frigging incredible. I just didn't know, I didn't understand. But look what happened. If we can come down here, Richard White, look, donated £615. Can you believe it? Whoever Richard White is, whoever you are, sir, you're an absolute legend. It's crazy. And Carl as well has really been unbelievably generous. And in fact, everyone on this page, the Beach Hut man, indeed, my partner Rachel, so proud of you, love you. So many people have been so kind in helping me help support this charity walk, which I'm going to be doing in the next 10 days. So yes, look at that.
Amazing.
I know. I'm so chuffed. You people are fan-bloody-tastic. Nick has just wants me to be Prime Minister. Really? Now, okay, Prime Minister. Someone else has said this before about I should be Prime Minister. It's difficult, you know, because I've got a family, and you know, to risk all of that, because if I was ever Prime Minister and I put in place things that I wanted to see, my life expectancy would be very, very short. We all know what happened to Lincoln, and we all know what happened to Kennedy. And I suspect anyone else who wanted to go down that road wouldn't last that long. So what you are looking at is any person who has a big following, who is promoting peace and unity, they don't seem to be around, do they? Look at Gandhi, look at John Lennon, look at Prince, look at Bob Marley, all of these people that advocated peace and unity, who has a big following. Yes, guess what? The people or whatever or whoever they are pulling all of these strings for us and making us dance around like headless chickens, the last thing they want is all of us who have been marginalized, put into boxes, I think you said earlier,
Yeah.
and having labels on them. All of the time that these things happen, the worse it's going to be for us. When the time comes where we literally just throw away all of those boxes, all of those labels, and we all become friends, despite whatever's happened in the past, it's almost like what we really need to do is forget every single thing which has happened in the past. Okay. And of course, that's going to be unbelievably difficult, to put it really mildly. Okay. But I personally feel that's the only way that we can all stand together and say to these 1% evil bastards, you know what? We're all friends now. You can't divide us anymore. Your bullshit game isn't going to work. And we will find a way between all of us, with the amount of intelligence, love, and integrity that we all have together, that these evil bastards at the top can't do jack shit anymore. And until that happens, we're going to have to run along and play along with their evil game. That seems to be how it is. So, winding full circle, what is okay and what isn't to say? You've got to be really careful what you say online now. So, based upon the reaction that we got earlier, I think you guys are ready for some podcasts. So, with that being said, we will be talking about fake news. But not just fake news. What about all of the stuff which they can fake on the screens? And we've seen some stuff, right? Like the generative AI and the CGI. And what do they call it? Deep fake. Some of the stuff now, I'm not joking, it's getting to a point now where you and I are going to find it extremely difficult to know if that video is real or it's been run through some weird editing software, and we can pick out that it's bullshit.
At the moment we can, can't we? Because we both like do photography and filmmaking, so you can see if there's fake stuff, but it will get harder and harder for you to be able to discern whether it's actually real or not. And then what do we do?
Yeah. Do you know what? Someone put a post up on Instagram earlier, and it's about Kate Middleton and her kids, about a fake picture. She's absolutely confessed that it's been edited and chopped around. Basically, they tried some deep fake It got pinged and she had to fess up. But let me tell you this, you are going to see more and more and more of these sorts of things. And basically, it's the same old cycle. We really need to see this. They are putting stuff out there and we are all judging it, aren't we? Anyone who's on social media, we all judge, okay? Whether you agree with it, accept it, don't like it or whatever, it's a fact. We are judgmental in some way, okay? So there's going to be a deep fake image and we're all there judging it. And if there's enough people that call it out as BS, they are going to say, yeah, you know, we're trying out this new technology, etc. Thanks for the feedback. And it's going to continue. And one day, you won't be able to know if it's fake or not. That is scary shit, because that is going to change the world big time. They could easily get all of the data from all of my videos, all of the angles from my face, my eyes, how I talk, how I react, and they could feed all of that into one of these quantum computers. Now, D-Wave seems to be one of the best. In fact, just before we talk about that stuff, I was going to show you this. Look at this. Advanced Tech, an overview of the 3 most advanced artificial intelligence systems. This was 6 days ago, okay? The most recent I can find. Listen to this. The global artificial intelligence software market is set to skyrocket from 86.9 billion in 2022 to a whopping $407 billion by 2027. It's only a few years away. That's not just growth. It's like AI is about to become a regular part of our everyday lives. Everyday lives. This shit is happening. You can put your head in the sand and you think your job's safe. Guess what, Jack? One day it won't be. What are you going to do? One of the top ones, and we've already experimented with this on this YouTube channel. I've done a live stream when I was interacting with OpenAI ChatGPT. And what I've discovered, and my learned friend in Texas, Jason Bashir's, this ChatGPT is 100% agenda driven. Anything pro-agenda, this is cool. Anything against it, nah. This is one big enemy. And this is growing so fast, it's become top in the world. It's that advanced now. IBM, they've got an AI system called Watson. If you don't know about Watson, check it out. You can look into it online. There's lots of information about the data crunching that's going on with Watson. And Google have also got DeepMind. It's the AlphaGo system, okay? If you want to look into something really scary about what Google's doing, oh my God, the money, the finances is literally going proper radio rental on that right now. It really, really is. So when you've got artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep machine learning, okay, what do you need to crunch it all? You need quantum computing. Now, I've been following this for 6 months now, and this is way ahead of anything that we currently have. Okay, the 7th of March, this is a 3 or 4 days ago. Quantum computing firm D-Wave says its machines are the first to achieve computational supremacy by solving a practically useful problem that would otherwise take millions of years on an ordinary supercomputer.
Oh my God, that's scary.
So these systems here, these things, you see it? Mm. These are so advanced, it makes your laptop and your iPhone looks like a bunch of wooden blocks that kids play with. It's pretty much it. Okay? That's where we're at. This stuff is really, really changing. Okay, if you want to read an article which is quite interesting, I've posted the link underneath this video, and here it is. This was done in 2019. Crazy. Can fake news be regulated? The stuff that has happened since 2009, i.e. before the issue, we now have that law which was passed by our king, which basically means that censorship, yeah, they are going to be going into everything and spying and monitoring and checking everything. If you want to read the article, it's free. It's underneath this video. In fact, there are lots of links underneath this video, and I would really encourage you guys to check out the links below. Hit the thumbs up before you leave the live stream or leave watching the replay. It really, really helps get this out there. And if you can, one of the most important things you can do is to share this video and all of my videos if you possibly can. Things like Facebook groups, WhatsApp group, Telegram groups, it really, really helps, okay? Even on X or Twitter, some people are doing it on TikTok, but don't ask me how that works. That's a crazy thing which the Chinese are playing with, and I don't really want to get involved with that. But what we are thinking of is, it is vastly coming down the road that freedom of speech is under attack in a big way. One of these days, and very soon, we are going to be at a point where we can't express ourselves without being fined, incarcerated, killed, or whatever. This shit is real. It's coming down the road. And it's up to us what we do about it. It's down to us. So is there anything you want to add before we sign off and start writing some ideas about some podcasts?
I have been like quite scared about the AI stuff, to be honest, and then I just seriously thought about it and I was like, do you know what, as scary as it is, they're never ever gonna replicate the human soul.
Oh, I love you. That's so true.
And so if they're never going to replicate our soul, then we've never ever got to really worry about things with AI, because they can't replace us.
They're never going to win.
They can't replace us. It's impossible. So that kind of gives me a bit of hope. I hope it gives somebody else a bit of hope.
Oh,
as well.
That's always good to end on a high note. And yes, we all need hope. And together, the more people that we help to wake up. So plant seeds in people's minds, encourage people to think, encourage people to question. I mean, question everything. If there's something which you're not happy with, you don't really understand, you've got a bad feeling about, question it. Then look at it. How does it make you feel? Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Are you pissed off? My advice, depending on what the outcome of the questions, act accordingly, but do it with a huge pair of balls. Don't be a shrinking violet. The reason why society, global society, is in the position it's in right now is because too many people are saying yes. Not enough people are saying no. We're at that point now where we are actively encouraging, reaching out and advising people to start standing up, to grow a pair. Just because no one else is speaking up around you, be the guy or girl to be the first. Don't be scared. When you start doing that, you will grow fearless. And when you start losing the fear, honestly, nothing is going to stop you. And this is what the powers that be do not want. They do not want people like me encouraging or advising people to think this way. They don't want people having hope. I'm giving you hope. We're winning this war. There's more than us than them, and more of us are waking up every single day. So if you can share this video, it will help someone come to the level when they start saying no. You guys are awesome. Take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.